Hi, this is Attila 16 and I'm defending a 2-layer castle for my campaign. And I'm being attacked by a not so dangerous army, although I really don't have good troops. So that will have a probably negative impact on the battle. And I may actually lose this. It's a distinct possibility right now. At the same time, I might win this. We won't know until the end. Alright, so I'm sending my troops around the place. I have a general, which is an asset which I rarely have while defending towns, because I largely rely on garrison. At the same time here, what do we have here? The thing is that the enemy army are not particularly strong in any shape or form. It's just that there are many, and this is where the situation can be dangerous. And now I need to find their melee units and figure out what to do with them. I'll prioritize shooting them, that's one thing which is clear. At the same time, I know that there's two ninja unit, Kaisho ninja, and these might actually be the main asset of the enemy, because they are good in melee and they throw grenade, and having two of them might be a powerful force. It's very likely, judging by the pattern of the enemy army, is that the ninja will be around these, because that will be logical. But at the same time, we have no proof of that, so that's just hypothesis. Anyway. Now the enemy are getting close. The good news is that many of them seem to be matchlock Kashi. They are good, they have good aim, but at the same time they have a reduced range, meaning that my troops will be certainly firing at them first, and these guys will also need to get closer in order to fire at me. At the same time, the computer have a tendency to make them charge in melee. So that's something which I need to take care of with the spear levy. So let's see what happens here. I will order my troops to prioritize shooting the enemy spear levy, because I want to rout them. Because these are many, they're not good, but they can still inflict losses. So as expected, the enemy ninja are here. So what I'll do is I'll prioritize shooting them, because these have explosive rounds, and reducing their number will seriously reduce the damage possible on my fort. At the same time, let's see what's going on here. I'll prioritize shooting the spear units, because ultimately what I really want is to have a range fight. But now I'll pull back my troops and I'll engage my spear levy. At the same time, these ninja are literally bombarding my fort here, but they don't really kill that many of my troops. So it's a kind of in a siege they are not particularly good. Okay, so I'll remove my troops from that wall and pull them back further here. I guess what I'll do here is I'll bring my general, and he will fire on the enemy here. At the same time here there's a melee battle going on, and my troops have a small advantage, although they are losing. They're just doing a good job at holding the enemy. While here the ninja seem to have been wiped out, which I'm a little surprised about. They really did not last long. Would have expected more from them. Alright, really want my troops to retreat now. So now my spear levy are routed, or nearly routed. I will qualify that already routed. Yep. And as a result of that, my second line will defend. While here there's still a firefight going on. But now it's really about bringing my troops to the second layer of the castle. And these are actually Yarikashi, which I had not spotted. And these are a little trickier to kill. So I'll deploy my troops here, and I'll deploy more troops here. And now I will need to use my general very carefully, because depending where I deploy him, that can make a world of difference. So I just lost a unit of Levy infantry, but as a result of this gave the time to my troops to be on the wall and be able to suppress the Yari Kashi over there. Now I will hold my troops here. I will engage my spearmen here. My general will... Wait a minute, that's not an evolved general, so that's a bit of a downer. They don't have pistol. I thought that would be a new general. Sadly, they are not. So I'll engage in melee against the Matchlock Kashi. And fortunately, I rout them. Now let's charge against the enemy Spear Levy, which are Shogun. Now I'll use my Levy Garrison infantry here. Okay, the enemy seems to be routed or nearly routed. What are these now? Spear Levy. Okay, enemies seem routed here as well. I'm deploying my troops so they can fire on the enemy. And I think what I'll do here is I'll disembark my general bodyguards, because they are a quite large number of swords unit. And with swords unit, you can kill spear unit without much trouble. So I will engage that side here. Apparently my spear levy are worried. Now I'll tell my unit of generals to perhaps hold formation somehow, which will be a welcome change. At the same time, the enemy are climbing the wall here. Fortunately, they are just slave infantry, so it's either worse or equal to my own. I'll bring my troops closer here so they can fire on the spear levies. And now it's really in the hand of my general bodyguards, as well as my few levy garrison here, which can make the enemy waver and panic, which seems to be the case right now. I'll order my troops to run after this guy because I want to wipe them out. At the same time, it's clear now that I'm currently losing quite a bit of troops, and the enemy general will engage very soon, so we'll have to face that. So now it's time to redeploy my troops in a fashion where they can actually fight. And I'll bring these over there. I'll tell my general to perhaps go face the enemy over there. I guess I should probably pull back my my levy infantry so they have an angle on the enemy and can fire on them. And here as well. Well, I'll keep my general unit here. I have a couple of levy infantry here. And from here I should have a good angle on the enemy. At the same time, I will be able to shoot on them from two directions, which is very favorable. I will outgun them. Okay, shoot them. And as soon as my troops will be in melee, I will engage my generals. Like that. And that should make the enemy waver. This is really where the general bodyguards will prove their worth. Okay. Enemy is wavering. And now they are routing. So I'll crush them. At the same time, there's still the enemy generals which are coming. And I guess I should probably charge this guy here. I will redeploy my troops here in order to shoot the enemy generals. And here I'll redeploy my troops here to face enemy generals as well. Because enemy generals will be a pain. There's no question about that. At the same time, that captain was killed in a bloody way, literally. Now, I really want my units to fire on the enemy general. That's a priority now. And I think these guys are routed, which is good news. And I'll redeploy my levy infantry so that they can fire on the enemy generals. The enemy generals are wavering or Shogun. Okay. Yeah, I guess I need to redeploy my troops so that they can really prioritize shooting on those elite troops. I won't engage my general yet. I'll keep him as a reserve. Okay, they're really cutting my units very badly. That's why shooting into my own unit is really not much of an issue. Like, it's better to shoot in my own troops than potentially lose this battle. So I hope you enjoyed that battle. Let's go back to the campaign now. Okay, so I just had a Pyrrhic victory, I believe. And as a result of this, a quite large army is now neutralized. And the situation has been largely secured in that area. But I'll just make sure to finish them off. Some of your army are defected. Okay. Well, some of my troops have defected, including my general to the other army, but as a result they die. That's what you get for betraying people. You should never betray people. Alright, so I'll fix the port here. And I guess I'll keep my money to develop my port once again. And now let's regroup everybody in Omi. Many troops from many different provinces. At the same time, seeing everybody is happy out around the Empire. And also now the North Shinano has been secured, so I guess I can push further south. Which is a great news, because by destroying these army here, I'm pretty much in open territory here. There's nobody to stop me, which is a great situation. At the same time, there's an army building up here. But overall, the situation will be to my advantage, largely. It's just that here there's a few issues with public order. So I'll build a couple of troops there. I'll send my general to pick up his army here. And at the same time, what will I do here? Need to keep a garrison here because there's that army right here, which is remaining. I will eliminate it in due time, but there's no hurry about it. And how about moving there? And there we go. Ending the turn. So now I think we're in good position to push further north. Although the red faction, which has just captured the province up north of me, they seem to be under pressure by the black faction, which I don't know what these guys, the Aizu. I have it in the face now. So they are the Aizu, and these guys seem to be pushing pretty hard in our territory up north. At the same time, and they are even threatening one of my province up north. So that means we will have to take care of that. But now I'm starting to have a quite large amount of troops, and that will mean that I'll be able to perhaps push further and reduce the enemy military capacity as well as their bases. And the Shogunate seem to be attacking the province of North Shinano. But I believe my ally can withstand that. So I'll keep moving there. And now I have an army here. I'll pick up some reinforcements here. I'll produce a few more troops here. And I guess what I'll do here is perhaps, not too sure. Yeah, I'll send them to South Shinano. That sounds like a plan. Okay, this is starting to look like an army. And with these I'll send them north, because in the north there seems to be some trouble over there. At the same time I have a pretty good garrison in Ichinzen. So not much else to do. Or perhaps I'll send my army over there. As you can see, this Takayama garrison is pretty large. And it's pretty good as well. While this one is old school, so that means they are largely outdated. At the same time here I need to increase my garrison in order to restore public order, or at least ensure the security of that region. But it's very likely that there will be a rebellion there because I don't have a sufficient amount of troops, and I, even with the tax cut, I cannot assure public order. So there will be a rebellion there, there's no question about it. Now there's the army which I was talking about, that I did not see but was expecting. At the same time, judging by the size of it, and I don't know what's the level of development of that faction, but just by the size of it, I think I'll be able to handle this pretty well. Now this guy really have a huge army. We'll have to, a huge fleet. Okay, nice. So North Shinano has been secured by my ally, which is a great news. And these Edo Shogunate guy are scouting all over the place and bombarding my province. And there's the rebellion I was talking about. And I believe that my troops might actually be able to hold their own against that. Not sure what kind of army that is. Well, that seemed a bunch of peasants, literally. So no big deal there. I'll continue to push further south. Here there doesn't seem to be much opposition here. So I'll secure that soon. At the same time, I'll bring my army up north here. What kind of enemy is that? They are mostly traditional. So with 2 units of flying infantry and light infantry on top of garrison troops, I should be fine. Guess here I'll develop a little the province since I can. Oh, maybe not. I have another priority, which is to develop this port here. It's state 2, and I hope this time I won't get invaded. Perhaps I should take measure to ensure that this won't happen. But nah, that doesn't matter. What matters is to push further into the enemy territory. So ending the turn, I'm being besieged. And that's quite a bit of troops, and judging by what they say about the strength of our armies, they are probably over-evaluating the strength, although there's a White Tiger force there. Never faced those before, so I guess we'll find out if they are any good or not in the next episode.